What's going on YouTube? So last night we took another L, but we had a lot of bright spots that happened last night. So my apologies for not being able to make a video last night because I was just kind of tired, and it'll be kind of a little bit tough for me to make videos for you guys when I'm somewhat tired. So right now I think it's the perfect timing to discuss pretty much my my reaction of Brandon Boston and Jay Scrubb's performance on last night's performance, because I'm not gonna really talk too much about the whole entire team because it's just pretty much gonna be the same thing. Also, Keon Johnson too. I might try to talk about him a little bit. So first, the man himself, Brandon Boston. He like he looked nothing but fluid. He was straight up really fluid. His ball handling was really good. A really tough player to guard. My man dropped like 14 points, I believe. He was just being a really good a bucket. Like just a certified bucket. And I bet if any NBA teams play him heavy minutes, he would easily average like a cool 23 points per game. Like he was also playing pretty good defense because his wingspan is basically almost 7 feet. Um, he's a really good rebounder. Like honestly, I barely see any weakness in Brandon Boston Jr.'s game. Um, he also shown flashes of being a he shows some playmaking abilities, which is you can kind of push him to be a point guard if you really want to, he because he's an ideal point guard is a guy who could dribble the ball pretty good, pass the ball, and also score the ball too. But it's mainly passing and dribbling. And Brandon Boston fits that perfect profile. But is he a point guard? Most likely not. But he's a really versatile player, and one of the best things is versatility because you could literally switch it up anytime if you want to. He's like he's definitely going to be a superstar, like a superstar. Definitely going to be a superstar. And the Clippers must keep him at all costs. And next, I'm gonna go with my man Jay Scrubb. Now, Jay Scrubb is another guy that we should keep it under all costs because basically Scrubb and Keon. And now Jay Scrubb, on the other hand, he was also showing flashes of being a pretty good scorer as well too. Despite he scored 5 points, but again, like he maybe not as like as much of like unguardable like Brandon Boston, but he he one thing he also showed is versatility. He showed that he could play both sides of the end. He shows that he plays great defense, and yet he can still do great offense. Like he plays like his defense is just pretty darn amazing. And another plus J Scrub has is he has hustle, and with a guy with a really athletic body frame and a really great size like J Scrub, like and you add hustle to your game, that is like literally one of the best things that any NBA team could have. Any NBA team we could have. Like, yes, he only scored 5 points, but honestly, if J Scrub really wanted to go off, I'm sure he would have went off any time because y'all saw how J Scrub played with just like not even 10 minutes and scored 9 points or scored 7 points in 8 minutes. That man's a bucket. Man's a certified beast. Like honestly, I think last night he just wanted to show his unselfish side, if you know what I mean, because he already showed that he's a certified bucket in the Agua Caliente Clippers. But honestly, if Jay just keeps shooting, just shoot all day, you're at least gonna get a good amount of points as well too. And he's another guy who could easily average 20 points per game if you give him the darn minutes. And unfortunately, we don't know if they're gonna play if they're gonna get any minutes like within down the line because Amir Coffey he was not even in NBA. He is not even in NBA warm up suit. He's just wearing casual clothing. So that'll probably say something. So we'll see if they'll get minute down the line. Um, now I'm gonna before I want to hit on Keon Johnson, like Jay and Brandon, you cannot trade those individuals. Even if it's for Damian Lillard, like I know, call me crazy, call me delusional, I do not care. It's called thinking long term and basically not settling because you know that guy knows they can contribute immediately and they can contribute immediately. They're they're great shot creators and they're gonna only help you win games and it's only gonna be better and better and better with those players. Cause you see how the Clippers were playing last night, right? All of us when the Clippers they were getting smacked by the Kings, 30 plus points. As soon as when Ty Lue put inserted Jay Scrubb and Brandon Boston in, we almost made that comeback. I mean, we almost made that comeback. That's how good our Jay Scrubb and Brandon Boston as as players. So you cannot trade them. You cannot. I repeat, you cannot. You cannot trade them. You cannot. You can. Of course, they might have some growing pains. They may have off nights. Of course, like they're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be all of a sudden the best shooting guard in the NBA, but they're going to be really good contributors right now, maybe next year, and within 3, 4, 5 years, they're going to be a premier superstar. I said again, a premier superstar or a certified all star. Now that's just that. So I'm gonna talk about Keon Johnson a little bit. Keon Johnson in a G League, from what I've seen from his stats, and I've seen one of his games. Um, he is really efficient in the G League game. In the G League, um, he also seems like they kind of seem to be running him, have him run as point guard, which is that's actually interesting because his playmaking is actually really overlooked. Like honestly, like he's like a perfect replacement of Patrick Beverly, honestly, because he's like a Patrick Beverly plus Jalen, like a basically a Patrick Beverly with star upsides. But I think the real comparison is a Jalen Brown minus like a complete, like a consistent 3 point shot. Like that's one thing he could kind of work on, but his slashing ability is pretty good. But of course, he didn't show that against the Kings last night. But he did grab some rebounds, and he did show flashes of being a playmaker. But all these individuals are going to be really good players for the Clippers, and it's important to develop them. So that will just be pretty much my opinions on the players, and let me know what y'all think in the comment section. And that should just wrap it.